grades in school.
Well, and so let's get into real estate then. So because I know a little bit about your story, so I'd like you to kind of retell it. So
Okay.
how did you find your love for looking at houses?
So, my favorite relative growing up, his name was Uncle John. He was actually my mom's uncle, so he was my great uncle. He was my favorite family member to come over for Christmas and Thanksgiving. He would always take me to McDonald's for breakfast in the morning. I woke up at like 6 a.m., crack of dawn as a kid. And so I'd go bug him, and he loved me, so he would always want to spoil me. So he'd take me to McDonald's for breakfast in the morning, and then one day we were driving home, and I used to live right by Great Oak High School, and I moved there in 2005. So when we moved there, my neighborhood was like the only one near Great Oak High School. Since then, they've built so many more homes, but they were actively building them when I was a lot younger. And one time we were on our way home from McDonald's, passing by them, and I was like, Uncle John, I want to go look in those houses. Like, I don't know why. I was like, oh, new houses. I want to see it. I was the type of kid that would set up forts all over the house. I loved creating my own little habitat. I'd be the kid in the closet with my Nintendo DS and a blanket over my head. I don't know why, but the closet, I liked just making it into my own space.
That's awesome.
It wasn't preferable than my room, but, it was fun. I made it myself. But so yeah, my uncle would always take me through new builds, showing me houses. And then as I grew older, I knew some people with family and friends who were real estate agents, and they talked about wanting to become a realtor. And I never thought about it. I don't know why. Like, someone would tell me, oh, I want to be a real estate agent. I wouldn't even think to like ask, what does a realtor do, or like, what does that job look like? And then how I actually got started in real estate, I was delivering pizzas after high school. So for my senior year and after high school, I was delivering pizzas, going to community college, taking some online classes, getting super underwhelmed. And my uncle had just passed away my senior year, and my parents were in Thailand. My dad was stationed there. So I was kind of just stuck at this point of, I'm just making it through right now. I'm not actually working towards a big goal or a big picture. Delivering pizzas wasn't doing anything for me. I was still getting yelled at, and I'm like, I have one of the most insignificant jobs in this world, and people are acting like I ruined their entire day just because I was 5 minutes late.
Well, on the bright side, you learned a lot of neighborhood routes.
Oh, yeah.
So that'll be coming in handy as a realtor. Oh, I know this back road. I can get over here.
Yeah, after growing up in Temecula from 2005, I know all of Temecula, and I actually worked at the Pizza Hut right down the street on Los Alamos. So I delivered pizzas in Murrieta as well, so I kind of learned the area. But so I must have woken up one day just with the idea in my head of look into real estate. I like to think that I'm a spiritual person. I like to think that my uncle came to me in my sleep at a time that he saw that I was lost and didn't know where to go, and he kind of helped guide me. Like, just put the thought in my head of look into it. I think you'd like it. So I looked into it, realized you got to go to school and then get a license. So I just searched Real Estate School California, found the first one that was Allied Real Estate School. I don't think I even looked into it or anything. I just clicked on the website, put in my phone number, someone called me, talked to them real quick, and then got started the very next day. So I was working on that, and I still had no idea what I was doing.
Right.
I just knew I was being faced with so much information, and it was going to drive me crazy. So I started looking around for people to talk to, kind of like mentors to find, and it was just, super coincidental that the house across the street from me, Justin Bringus was doing an open house at.
Oh.
And I heard actually his Mustang pull down the street, and I saw him step out in his nice suit. He had nice shoes on, beautiful car, and I was like, that guy looks like he's having fun, and he looks like he's making really good money. So I had just woken up. It's like 11 a.m. And I threw on a shirt, threw on some pants, threw on some shoes, walked into the door, and I said, hey, sorry, I'm not looking to buy this house. I don't want to waste your time. I was like, but I just started real estate school. What do I need to be doing to make sure I actually make it somewhere? Because I was already starting to see these videos of how to or how to actually make it in real estate instead of dropping out in your first year, kind of things like that.
Yeah.
So I realized if I didn't have any guidance, I wasn't going to be able to do it on my own, or it would take me multiple years to figure out what someone could tell me in 30 minutes.
Yep.
So yeah, just walked in. I asked him, what do I need to be doing? And he gave me a few names on YouTube, like Gary V, Mike Ferry, got me started on watching some real estate coaches videos. And then Gary V, who's more just about the hustle and the grind that you have to do. But he was the first one to tell me that prospecting and setting up your pipeline is how you become successful as a real estate agent. And then he talked to me a little bit about what you have to do in order to fill that pipeline, how many calls you have to make, how, yes, you are choosing your own hours, but if you don't choose to work 8 hours a day, you're not going to make 8 hours a day money, 40 hours a week money. So he sort of revamped my whole look at the industry.
Justin did, or Gary?
Yeah.
Justin,
Yeah. So after that, I got started working with him. He had just started his team at Keller Williams, I believe, recently before that. And he had one ISA that he was that he had on his team already. And he was telling me a little bit about what she was doing. And then I think the next day or so, I texted him and I was like, hey, I was really interested in that job you were talking about. Do you think I could come in for an interview and we can chat a little bit more about it? So I did, walked into Keller Williams. I put on my nice fitted shirt that my dad got me in Thailand. And I had like 3 dress shirts at this time. And I walked in looking all sharp and he gave me the job as an ISA. He started me making expireds and canceled calls. So I'm calling people who absolutely hate me.
Yeah, throwing the shark in, man.
They've already been getting blown up by realtors all day long.
Yeah, they're already angry.
Oh my gosh. And he got me in on that and said, learn how to make these people not angry at you and how to schedule appointments with them. And so I did that for, I think, two or 3 months until I was getting burnt out. I wasn't scheduling appointments. He was still paying me. So, something wasn't working. And then he, as he was growing his team, he was trying to find a spot for me because I don't think he wanted to let me go. He wanted to keep helping me. But it was just, I wasn't having any success on the phone with expireds. It was too hard. And so he started changing what I was doing. Then I started learning how to organize a database. So he got me on his CRM. He had his agents on his team, and he had me go through, check all the leads, and make sure that they're all updated how they're supposed to be, and they have all the tags on them, action plans, all that. And so from there, without even realizing it, he was teaching me how to run a database and know a database like the back of my hand.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Do you want to ask another question before I keep rambling?